Hey TCS TV viewers, it's Dave and Evelyn from the Camera Store. We recently had a very quick peek at Fujifilm's latest camera.
It's the Fujifilm GFX-100, which is currently the highest resolution, medium format, mirrorless camera on the market. Now we have to tell you guys that we had a very short amount of time with the 100. In fact, it's already on a plane all the way back to Fujifilm, but we wanted to take this opportunity to tell you some of the things that we think are great and exciting about this new camera, as well as some of our concerns.
Now, one of the big headlines of this camera, it's a 102 megapixel backside illuminated CMOS sensor that features in-body image stabilization.
It also has a hybrid phase detection autofocus system with 425 autofocus points. It's also taking the X-T3 and X-T30 eye detection and face detection system, which is really exciting. Now, with our short amount of time with this pre-production unit, we were able to see some huge improvements over the 50S and 50R GFX cameras.
Yes, this is exciting. Now, Fujifilm has put in a quad-core processor very similar to what you get in the X-T3. This allows them to give you 5 frames per second with a medium format camera.
It's also giving you the film simulation modes that you found in the X-T3, all of the favorites. But what we're also really interested in is how the video features are going to work out. Now, the video functionality that were in the GFX 50R and 50S were basically unusable, but this time we're seeing some really compelling specs. We have 4K 30 at 400 megabytes per second, as well as you're getting 422 10-bit to an HDMI recorder or 420 10-bit to the memory card. It also has HLG and F-Log profile. Now, we're still cautiously optimistic, but Fujifilm has really been killing it with their video features in the X-T3 and X-T30. And so if this is as good as it looks on paper, you might have a really compelling medium format video option.
Now, this camera borrows heavily from their X series of cameras, which have won all kinds of accolades.
Oh yeah, the X-T3 has won a ton of awards for their technology, so it's great to see some of those features being put in the medium format line. Now, when we're talking about things like the hybrid face detection autofocus, you can expect it to be as good as the X series because that glass is a lot bigger and heavier in the GFX line, but so far we're seeing a vast improvement over the contrast-only detection system that was in the 50S and 50R.
Now, I love the look of medium format, so I'm very excited about this camera. 100 megapixels is crazy resolution. If you're a commercial photographer, you're gonna love it, but it does slow my computer down drastically.
Yes, you're gonna need a good workflow system for this camera, but amazing detail is possible with this medium format sensor. I mean, if you're photographing a model and you want to get incredible resolution on the eye detail, you're going to see that. Or if you're a food photographer and you're photographing like a beautiful stack of pancakes with some nice blueberries on top of it, I mean, you'll be able to print a 5-foot blueberry at 300 DPI and you're going to get amazing detail in that blueberry.
Just watch out for the Oompa Loompas.
Of course, resolution isn't everything when it comes to image quality, but we can't comment on it too much because we had really early firmware in our pre-production unit. The JPEG files that we're able to open look very similar to what we saw in the 50S and 50R in terms of the sharpness, but we're really looking forward to seeing what these now 16-bit RAW files are going to be capable of once we can get it into some software for future review.
Now, we can't talk about this camera without some of the design features to it. So first off, we have a beautiful viewfinder. It's 5.7 million dot resolution, which is beautiful to work with, and it's removable, which is going to provide us a few options down the road, potentially a tiltable screen, something like that.
Or maybe high resolution.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now we have 2 dual sub monitors that are LCDs, which are very cool. We also have the triaxial screen on the back and a very responsive touchscreen.
Yeah, it's a magnesium alloy body that's weather sealed and it's pretty nice and sturdy. Now, when you pick it up, the grip is pretty nice when you're in horizontal shooting mode.
Yeah, but in vertical, we both felt that it was a little on the thin side.
Yeah, it's a little thin, kind of slippery, doesn't have that same rubberized feel to it, and so I couldn't see it as being as nice for long-term shooting.
Yeah, now we do have dual memory cards, both UHS 2 compatible. We also have dual batteries, which they're claiming 800 shots.
Yes, so there's the 2 big batteries from the previous GFX line, but it does have USB-C charging, and so it seems pretty speedy so far when you're charging up those 2 batteries.
overall, with our limited time with this camera, we are very excited to get our hands on a full production copy of this camera for review.
Yeah, we really want to test autofocus speed. We want to look at that raw image quality, see what dynamic range is going to give us. And of course, that video functionality. Is this going to be a really good video camera? We're excited to test that out. So let us know what you think so far by commenting below.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram.
And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can check out our next video real soon.